the person next to you. Say God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, 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 we come together. In the name of love, we come together, 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 we come together. In the name of love. Now look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together, we come together, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life, every walk of life, every creed and color, again should we unite in honor of the God in each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. I feel the love in the sanctuary. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Unity of Springfield. And we're here to get things going on this bright, sunshiny, almost spring day. And we're going to begin that with a song from number 38 in the Blue Book called Spirit Calls.
Spirit calls, come up higher. Spirit calls, sing I believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Love lifts us high and sets us free. Spirit calls, come up higher. Spirit calls, sing I believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Love lifts us high and sets us free. Sets us
Now let us enter into a moment of prayer as we look upon this candle here as this symbol of light and love and the presence of God throughout the universe, throughout the unity movement. And this week we hold in mind all of the unity ministries in the state of New Hampshire. And we extend our sense of wholeness, of blessing, of seeing the good, manifesting particularly for the people in the world who are facing famine and difficulty getting enough food. We see now that all sufficiency is at work, bringing about what is most needed in these situations. And for that we are grateful and give thanks. And so it is. Amen. All right. And now we welcome. Is there something I should have done? Okay. Our platform assistant. Here she comes. Do we need the... Okay.
Welcome. We are so glad you are here to join us today for worship. We extend a special welcome to those of you visiting for the first time today. On your way in today, you should have received a welcome packet. We also have a gift for you. Please see one of our greeters after today's service. Unity is a worldwide spiritual movement. We are an inclusive community and we welcome all people. We will have a special event with Joshua Inacio the evening of Tuesday, March 19th, starting at 6:30 p.m. Sound, Alchemy, and Your Divine Blueprint. Joshua is a gifted channel from England who devotes his life and body to be an instrument for God's love and will. We hope you will join us for this deeply soothing and profound experience of sound and vibration. On Tuesday at 11 a.m., Peggy Tell will host our Unity Prayer Service in Zoom. This is a space to support with prayer those on our prayer list, on our hearts, and in our community. Wednesday at 5:30 p.m., Karen Kelly will lead this gathering meditation via Zoom, creating a sacred space for quiet, introspective meditation. Beginning March 13th, this coming Wednesday, Cindy Luton will begin leading a discussion class on Discover the Power Within You by Eric Butterworth. Class will continue on Wednesdays from 1 to 2:30. Books are available in our bookstore, and participants are asked to have the first chapter read before the first class. All are welcome to join in the Flute Circle with Dave Tell on Thursday, March 14th at 1 p.m., held here in the sanctuary. Beginners are encouraged to come as well. Next Sunday, Reiki treatments will be offered after the service in the chat room. Use the sign-up sheet located in the foyer to receive a short 12 to 15-minute treatment. You are invited to join in the monthly drumming circle with Dave Tell. You are busy. On Thursday, March 21st at 6 p.m., held in Margaret Kane Hall. We will have special services during Easter week, starting with Palm Sunday on March 24th, a spiritual communion service on Wednesday, March 27th at 7, Good Friday meditative service at noon, then Easter Sunday celebration March 31st. Due to the last Sunday in March falling on Easter, our annual meeting has been scheduled for April 7th after the service. We will be voting in new trustees, reviewing the budget, and will be given annual reports from our team leaders. Youth and family ministry playdates are coming up. Sunday, March 24th at noon, join in for Creative Adventures. And Sunday, April 7th, we will be showing movies in the Youth Ed Room. Showcase 1 will be a children's movie during the annual meeting. Showcase 2 will be a family film. Everyone is invited to join us for popcorn and a movie. Emails are sent out weekly that have information on current happenings and how to join in events. To sign up for our emails, ask a greeter for a blue card and fill out both sides, or visit our website to subscribe. Also, check out our website for up-to-date information at unityofspringfieldil.org. A special thank you to the Endowment Fund team for meeting with our portfolio manager and keeping our investments on track. And here at Unity, we believe creating our lives and our world through the thoughts and beliefs we hold in mind is a spiritual principle we practice at Unity of Springfield. We also know this truth. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. And our vision statement: a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our mission statement: we recognize God is love, individualized in all people. Therefore, we provide a positive environment for spiritual growth that empowers all to be God's love in the world. And now Linda Schneider will read today's daily word.
Good morning. Our word today is timeless, and the affirmation: in timeless moments in the silence, I discover myself anew. I relax and let go, withdrawing my attention from my surroundings. Breathing deeply and rhythmically, my mind relaxes and my heart opens. I enter my sacred inner sanctuary. Here, I have no awareness of time. I hear no words, I think no thoughts, I feel no separation. There is only the richness of silence, the awesome presence of infinite life, love, and wisdom. I am one with this presence. The time and attention I devote to my regular practice of meditation builds deep, abiding peace and clarity in my consciousness. In these timeless moments, I discover I have all I need: enough strength, understanding, love, and time to progress along my path and accomplish all that is mine to do. And from Revelation chapter 21, verse 1, then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. Again, our daily word is timeless, and if you'll join me in the affirmation: in timeless moments in the silence, I discover myself anew. Before we hear today's meditation and message from Reverend Alden, we have very special music performed by our very special Dave Tell.
Thank you, Dave. Indeed, we're blessed to have you. And we just allow the sounds of the flute to help us move into a time of meditation. And so let us continue in that flow right now. Gently close your eyes. And let that be a signal to the rest of your body that you are here right now in this moment, to disengage from all of the outer activity and the inner flurry of thoughts. We are here in this moment to fully embrace, to fully know, and to fully experience who we are as spiritual beings, as prized creations of spirit, to identify more with our spiritual selves than with all the things that we do in our lives. Breathe in deeply and release the breath. Breathe in again and let it go. As our breath becomes relaxed and free-flowing, our sense of individual awareness becomes calmer, less busy, and more peaceful. For just a moment, think of what your day has been like so far. Getting up a little earlier, getting ready to go out. Observe those images in your mind's eye. And then look to your expectations of the day, your plans, and let those images come to mind and observe them. And then bring your sense of awareness right here to this moment, to this place, or wherever you're experiencing this meditation right now. And realize, clearly realize, that right now is the only time that we live. And that we can visit the past or project about the future. But we're always doing it in the moment. And so let us clearly realize that the most important time is now. And that when we're fully present in the now, we don't worry, we don't regret, We don't do anything that is detrimental to our awareness of our spiritual nature. For in the now moment, we are fully aligned with the presence and power of the Christ, the presence and power of Spirit. And we are empowered to express in this moment, with all of the gifts of Spirit, with all of the capacity of the infinite nature of God, flowing through each one of us in our own unique way, through our own talents and abilities. And so let us imagine that we bring this sense of present now awareness to everything, to our interactions with others, to our work, to our moments of recreation, to our times of service to each other. And all we have to do is invoke what is already there. This moment, this time. And now for the next few moments, let us sit quietly and peacefully, feeling our sense of the now for a moment in the silence. And from this moment forward, and the moments that we follow, let us remain aware of what's in front of us. Let us remain aware of the power and potential of this now moment. And it is that understanding, that awareness, that experience that we take from this time of meditation and reflecting upon the truth that there really is only this moment in time. And for this opportunity, we've had to know the truth together, to experience our sense of oneness. We are grateful and give thanks in the name through the power of the living Christ presence within us all. And so it is. Amen. I'll give you a moment to return to this moment. And I'd like to simply begin by thanking Gay and Alyssa and Dave for their wonderful musical contributions to our experience. Thank you. And everybody who's a part of making this service possible. To Linda and Linda for your platform work here. And also to Chris and Danny back in the booth there. And we welcome everyone who is joining us right now on YouTube live stream and Facebook. I just want to update you on one thing here. I have met now with 10 out of 25 people who have signed up to meet with me. I have 15 more to go. I have my book handy, and those of you who did sign up to meet with me, connect with me. We'll get some time set up where we can continue this process of getting to know each other. And I'd like to also commend all of you for being here right now. I see the whites of your eyes. Mm-hmm. You know, it is kind of a stretch to get to daylight savings, isn't it? Just, oh, yeah. And if any of you find yourself having this experience here, it's okay. I won't tell anybody because I'm the only one that can see that happening. But there's, the old saying, time flies when you're what? Having fun, yeah. Or as we mature. I'm trying to look for the right word. As we age, it seems like the older we get, time seems to just go. And where did it go? It's already 2024 and it's March. Whew. Where'd the time go? As if time were something tangible that we could reach out and touch, that we could hold in our hands like, well, here's time right here. It's this watch, right? There's time for you. Or it's your clock radio. How many of you actually have a clock radio? Fess up. Yeah, we have a modern one that was supposed to change over night. Has that atomic clock, and it hasn't changed yet. Is the warranty still good on that clock? This is my collection of clock radios. I love old electronics, I have to admit. But the question I want to throw out to you this morning is, does time really fly? Does it move? And can time be lost? A lot of questions. Now, conventional wisdom says that time is divided into 3 parts, right? You've probably heard this. There's the past, the present, and the future. There's what's been, there's what is, and there's what's coming down the road. But is that really true? Can we take time and compartmentalize it into little bits and pieces? Well, time is just an agreed upon construct. We have taken distance, one rotation of the Earth and one orbit around the sun, divided it into little segments, and given those segments labels. While it has its uses, we have been programmed to live our lives by this construct as if it were real. We have confused our shared construct with something that is tangible and thus have become its slave. I ran across this quote and I said, wow, that really nails it. But when I share a quote, I like to share who said it. And I did a little research. And if you look down below, if you can see that, these are all the people that this quote was attributed to. Of course, there's Einstein. He said everything. Neil deGrasse Tyson, our modern Einstein, that was the first one I saw that was attributed to. Then I saw it was also attributed to Prince. Okay, I can see that. Ben Franklin, always a good one. And then this guy over here in the wheelchair with the two dachshunds. And you're wondering, who the heck is that? That's Australian author David J. Conway, who wrote a book called Time in 2016, and supposedly he said something kind of like this in there. So now I have fully attributed who wrote this incredible saying. If we focus on what is really true and unchangeable and real when it comes to time, we have to realize that the only time that really exists is the one that we're in right now, this moment. There's no past, no future, only the now. And is that something that we can really get our human brains around and really make a part of our outlook, our perspective, our permanent perspective? I mean, we can kind of run in there for a little bit and then we run back out again and we're back in the past again. And why aren't things the way they were? And why isn't this, hamburger like it used to be? Whatever. You know how everything's smaller? Shrinkflation. Everybody's talking about that today's inflation, shrinkflation. Why can't we go back to that? Well, the past is what? Well, the past is former nows that we all experienced. The future is made up of yet to be nows. So those are coming along the line. So what's the reality? Well, it's just now, this moment. Yeah, there's tomorrow. There's the past. But can we really go back to the former nows? The good old days. When you ordered a big Burger King Whopper and it was like this big. And now it's this big. And you're like, I wish we could go back to that. Not that we really need that in our nutritional intake, but the only way we can do that is in our now moment memories of what has been. We cannot enter into the yet to be now as our projection of the future other than in our plans and our dreams and our visions about what we'd like to experience. If we stay in the now moment memories and projections of the mind, what happens? If we live our lives there all the time, we end up missing out on what? What's happening right in front of us? Now that may seem like a lot of psycho babble here and double talk, but think about it, it's kind of true. And think about how we allow ourselves to get locked into the past and the future, and how the past and the future can ambush us and hold us captive. And in the process, we miss out on what is happening right before us, in the here and now. So consider all the time that we spend in kind of garbage, going through the garbage can of all, the heartache, the suffering, the regrets. And I'm not saying that those weren't important steps along our way, or we learned from them and we need to live through them. But do you need to keep reliving them all the time in the now moment? Or being caught up in, that's coming. You ever worry about the future? Being maybe a little concerned, maybe even fearful, anticipating with dread what's coming down the line. When all the while there's just us in the now moment. Most of us are probably familiar with the book by Eckhart Tolle called The Power of Now. Most of you have read that book or maybe heard of it. Here's a quote from that book. And we read, "Nothing ever happened in the past. It happened in the now. Nothing will ever happen in the future. It will happen now. Just as the moon has no light of its own, but can only reflect the light of the sun, so are the past and the future only pale reflections of the light and power and reality of the eternal present. Their reality is borrowed from the now. Their light is borrowed from the now. And when we start thinking about time as only existing in the now, we can see how much time that we borrow from the now to engaging in our projections of the future and our, like a cow chewing its cud, our regurgitations of the past. And most of which are counterproductive. It's also amazing how much time and energy us New Thought, Unity, and New Age kind of people, us progressive types, like to spend on the past and the future. You may be sitting there thinking, well, what are you talking about? Why are you saying that? Well, anybody here ever get caught up in wondering what you were in a past life? And how that might relate to now? Oh, I need to go see somebody about that, I need to go into a regression to go and experience that. And so what are we doing there? Well, we're taking our now moment and we're trying to figure out what happened before. Well, maybe that's helpful. Maybe be better off just to stay in the now moment. Or wondering about what's to come. We need to go and consult a psychic or an astrologer or somebody who can share that ideas with us, that crystal ball, and what do you see there? Why are we engaged in that? Why are we? Because we're curious, aren't we? Yeah, we are curious. We kind of wonder, well, we believe in past lives and we think we need more than one to really get it and progress and make spiritual progress. We kind of wonder what we were. And that's not to say that some of that isn't relevant, but do we need to spend all of our time on that is the question here. So we could end up diverting our focus from the now moment to the past that we can't change and to the future that is subject to all kinds of influences that we can't see in this moment. All the while what? Nobody's minding the store. Nobody's at the register. So we can end up devoting a lot of our resources to the past and the future. And although it's an interesting side trip, it's not the real trip. The real trip, the real journey, the real place that we are and road that we're on right now is the progression of moments that are unfolding before us right now, right now, right now, right now, right now, and on down the right now road. I'm thinking back to, I'm going to the past right now. It's a journey. Okay. So when we got a phone call about how one of our kids was in a car accident. I think it's every parent's nightmare. Got a call that our son had been in a car accident, that there was some injuries, ambulance called, trip to the hospital. And then I visited the wrecking yard to see the car. It's interesting how we can allow experiences to hijack us into all kinds of places. The past, the frustration about the other driver who got in front of our son in his car, wishing it never happened. The injury to our son, although not terrible, certainly caused him some pain. And demolishing a perfectly good car that I liked so much, is what it used to look like. That was a lot of fun, that car. And wondering, well, what kind of settlement will I get from the insurance company? Do I need a lawyer? Anticipating that with a certain amount of dread and all the scenario making that you kind of go through in your head. Well, if I make this up, I'll do this. If they do that, da-da-da-da-da. And what we end up doing when we go into the regrets of the past and the projections of the future is we end up making the past-future stew It looks like it has a lot of potatoes and onions in it. But really, what do those potatoes and onions represent? Malformed divine ideas. All kinds of... I think I can only explain it with my throat. And we create this heap and batch of past and future stew, and we just start shoveling it in. And I remember when this happened a few years ago, I went outside in the middle of the night because I had difficulty sleeping, and I sat down. This is back in Indiana, and we had a meditation garden with a circle of logs that you could sit on, stumps. And I remember going out there in the middle of the night and just sitting there and just trying to breathe, trying to relax. And all of a sudden it just sort of came to me, You're all right. In fact, you're all right what? You're all right right now. I'm all right now. Nathan's all right. That's why our son Nathan. Nathan's all right. Things have a way of working out. And once we're able to jettison the past pull and the future pull and get in the now moment, that's when we begin to feel empowered. That's when we begin to think more proactively. And that's when we can get some sleep. This is Nathan from a few years ago. He still looks like this. He still works for the same company, by the way. You probably recognize the blue shirt. Yeah. Do you think he still wears a blue shirt where he works? I don't know. I'll have to ask him. He works in this facility near Louisville doing nothing but taking this crew and fixing laptop computers. Sounds like lots of fun. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life, whereas before you dwelt in time and paid visits to the now, have your dwelling place in the now and pay brief visits to the past and the future when required to deal with the practical aspects of your life situation. Well, that's a different viewpoint. And always say yes to the present moment. What could be more futile, more insane, than to create inner resistance to something that already is? What could be more insane than to oppose life itself, which is now and always now? Surrender to what is. Say yes to life and see how life suddenly starts working for you rather than against you. And we want life to work for us rather than sort of working against the natural flow that's already there. Some wisdom from the master teacher. He said this. He said, well, so I tell you, don't worry about things you need to live. What you will eat, drink, or wear. Life is more than important than food, and the body more important than what you put on it. Look at the birds. They don't plant, harvest, or save food in barns, but your heavenly Father feeds them. Don't you know that you are more worth than they are? You cannot add any time to your life by worrying about it. And why do you worry about clothes? Look at the wildflowers in the field, see how they grow. They don't work or make clothes for themselves, but I tell you that even Solomon, the great and rich king, was not dressed as beautifully as one of these flowers. If God makes what grows in the field so beautiful, why do you think he will do what he will do for you? It's just grass. On one day it's alive, and the next day someone throws it into the fire. But God cares enough to make it beautiful. Surely he will do much more for you. Your faith is so small. Do not worry and say, what will we eat, or what will we drink, or what will we wear? That's what those people who don't know God are always thinking about. Don't worry, because your Father in heaven knows that you need all these things. What you should want most is God's kingdom and doing what He wants you to do. Then He will give you all these other things you need. So don't worry about tomorrow. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Tomorrow will have its own worries. It's about living in the now moment, isn't it? We've got enough on our plate right here and now. And to add another heaping bunch of more stuff there. One of the men lying there had been sick for 38 years, and Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he'd been sick for a very long time. So he asked him, "Do you want to be made well?" And the sick man answered, "Well, sir, there's no one to help me get into the water when it starts moving. I try to be the first one into the water, but when I try, someone else always goes in before I can." Then Jesus said, "Well, stand, pick up your mat and walk." Well, immediately the man was well, and he picked up his mat and started walking. Jesus was a master teacher. He was also a master psychologist. And he cut right to the chase. He knew this man had been there lying around for a very long time, very entrenched in his condition, in his circumstance. And he simply looked at him and said, "Do you want to be made well?" He didn't say, "Do you want to be made well? How about Thursday?" No. What question did he ask him? Do you want to be made well? What tense is that? The present tense, right now. The man was not in the now moment. Where was he? He was stuck in the past. He started complaining about what happens to him every time, and he was sitting there on his pity pot. Jesus said, "Look, rise, get up, start walking." Jesus didn't roll down in the gutter with him and get all sympathetic and go, "Yeah, it's terrible the way these people just push you out of the way to get in the water." He simply talked to him in the present moment and supported him in becoming healed right here, right now. Jesus is saying to him, do it now. Time doesn't really fly. It didn't fly very long. It doesn't go anywhere. It's always been here right now, this moment. It's all we have. This moment, this trail of now moments that we walk forward on. The trick is not dragging behind the trail, getting stuck to one side or to the other, but staying right in the center and just simply enjoying the moment. Cats have no sense of time. They live in the now moment. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow has not yet come. We have only today. Let us begin. Let us begin. I'm going to finish with just a short song here that speaks to this idea of time. I had thought of putting a band together, and we do, does anybody really know what time it is? That'd be fun. Maybe we will sometime. But I just want to share a song with you that I think most of you will be familiar with. If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. If I could make days last forever, if words could make wishes come true, I'd save every day like a treasure, and then again I would spend them with you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know you're the one that I want to go through time with. If I had a box just for wishes and dreams that had never come true, the box would be empty except for the memory of how they were answered by you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know you're the one that I want to go through time with. All right. It's time to sing, everybody. And we're going to sing number 14 in the Blue Book, I Am the Radiant Life of God.
I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am.
Thank you, Gay and Alyssa. Well, now is our opportunity to give of our love and of our support to our ministry, Unity of Springfield. We have glass bowls in the front and back to receive your love offering, your tithe, your gift. If you give electronically, we bless and praise that gift. If you'd like to give electronically, all you have to do is go to our website, unityofspringfieldil.org, and you will find the donate link there. You can also the drummer decided to go crazy this morning. You can also mail us a check at 417 East Cordelia, Springfield, 62703. And so let us hold our gifts in our hands, hold our gifts in our minds as we bless these gifts with these words of love together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. Amen. And now let us join together in affirming the prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is, and all is well. And now let us rise and join together as we sing, Let There Be Peace on Earth.